Being a high vibrational, kind, loving, and empathic human being does not make you a target for narcissists. It repels them. Yes, they've ostracized you and used the power of numbers to gaslight you into believing you're the one with the problem. They've even orchestrated ample evidence through reactive abuse and other forms of manipulation to support their gaslight. Meanwhile, it's your light they can't stand. If you knew how powerful your light is, hiding it would never be an option again. In this video, we're going to explore just how powerful your light is. Soul Tribe, welcome to this channel, where we explore the spiritual nature of narcissism. Please like and subscribe for this message to reach a wider audience. Your light is blinding to narcissists and exposes their demonic inauthenticity, both to themselves and all real human beings. Regarding the question of energy vampirism, we know narcissists feed on other people's energies to survive, and this is often why the logical conclusion is that narcissists target luminous beings to steal their energy. And yet, this is not exactly accurate. Narcissists cannot process positive energy. Therefore, the only valuable energy to a narcissist is one which comes from delusion or suffering. It's in the complete dimming down or switching off of people's light that narcissists get satisfaction. Remember, these lower astral plane creatures cannot process light. Here's how you know that your love and admiration means absolutely nothing to narcissists. When your relationship with the narcissist is going well, and you're in a particularly good place emotionally, the narcissist will seem somewhat uneasy and out of sorts. They will suddenly become restless at night, and deprive you of sleep, or endlessly complain about their self-made problems, or suddenly wake up in a foul mood, or give you the evil eye, or make seemingly innocent mistakes around the house, or their behavior will just become disturbingly bizarre, in a way that's hard to call out. This is all because the frequency of peace and harmony is uncomfortable to them. Remember, peace, harmony, mutual benefit, respect, transparency, stability, and clarity are the light. This is also why, as soon as peace enters the relationship, a big problem or a fight ensues. It will all seem random and unrelated, but it's actually strategic and very intentional. Only when you feel stressed, or angry, or confused, or even resentful, will the narcissist sleep peacefully at night. As soon as your peace has been disturbed, they will taunt you even further, by suddenly acting like a great citizen of the world, who's just living their lives, and minding their business. Meanwhile, they know that you're boiling inside. They'll look puzzled when confronted about their stunts. You'll be accused of disturbing peace, and they know exactly what they're doing. They're intentionally destabilizing you, to keep you vibrating at a low frequency. Narcissists can't process your positive energy, aka, your love and admiration. They need your pain and suffering, your negative energy. That's what feeds them. The enchanting songstress Jada Pinkett Smith said it terrifyingly, in her Wicked Wisdom song called, "Bleed All Over Me." To quote the lyrics, "I love your pain, and how it makes me feel inside. I love your pain, and how it opens you, so wide. And I love the way you bleed all over me. And I love the way your aching sits in my heart seat. I crave your pain, and how it soaks me in. I crave your pain, 'cause I'm its only friend. And I need the way you bleed all over me. And I need the way you feed my hunger. My hunger's greed. Can I hold your suffering? Let me feel your suffering. Can I touch your suffering? And I love the way you bleed all over me. And I need the way you bleed all over me. I love the way you suffer. I love the way you bleed. Come bleed all over me." End quote. These words are a perfect depiction of what sort of energy feeds narcissists and makes them feel alive. I wonder where the spiritual inspiration for the song came from. Narcissists need your pain and suffering, not your light. The notion that they're after your light is deliberate misinformation to get you to dim your light. Narcissists fear your light, your authenticity, peace, and happiness. These are God or Christ states which you vibrate as a being of light, regardless of how dim your light is. There's an invisible, as well as intangible energy that is emitted by these states that comes directly from the Christ essence, and it silently unravels narcissists. It may take a few days or a few years, but sharing space with empaths and any being of light is absolutely dangerous to narcissists. It's their kryptonite. And so, their survival strategy is to misrepresent empathy as a weakness, and emotions as something to be suppressed. Your empathy repels narcissists because love is annihilation to a demon. What makes anyone a target for narcissists is unhealed wounds, which have of course been inflicted by narcissists or a narcissistic society. Narcissists can't see or comprehend wholesome people. This is because the vibrational frequency is not a match. Picture a bright white light. A vampire's reaction to this is to recoil and go the opposite direction. That's the wholesome empath and the narcissist. Now, picture the wounded empath's dim light. It flickers on for a few minutes and off for another few minutes. It's going to catch the narcissistic vampire's attention because it's a broken light and there is a vibrational match. The narcissistic vampire will attempt to completely put out your light and to squeeze as much pain from you as possible. Your light is a problem to narcissists, and it gives them great pleasure to put it out, but it isn't light they feed on, it's your darkness, your destruction, your pain and suffering. Similarly, you're not attracted to narcissists because you're too nice. You're attracted to them because they match an unhealed wound within you. A narcissistic society breeds narcissists and primes everyone else into an easy prey. It creates a toxic hive mind system, teaches people to be superficial, and conditions them to fear being alone. This is done through propaganda and social conditioning, which is really social wounding. Any emotionally wounded person is a target to narcissists. Emotional wounds make people fearful and desperate. And where there is fear and desperation, there are little to no boundaries. This is a territory where narcissists thrive best. This is why healing and integration cannot be emphasized enough. Put your trust in God, and lean not on your own understanding. Apply psychic protection, of which prayer is the most important. Do not dim your light. It is the antidote to narcissism, and a narcissist repellent. If your light is dim and flickering on and off, boundaries and psychic protection will keep narcissists away. Remember, Spirit Pammy is available on Patreon for healing sessions and so much more. Now, let's look at 20 things that narcissists hate about your light. And let's be clear, they hate these things because they make your light dangerous and destructive to them. 1. You love yourself. When your light is shining bright, it means you're healing and doing the inner work, and you've learned to deeply love and accept all parts of yourself, including strengths and weaknesses. You have a healthy relationship with your inner child. Narcissists, on the other hand, aren't capable of self-love nor acceptance. Narcissism is the rejection of self in exchange for an illusory persona provided by demonic entities. And so, narcissists are injured by people who love and accept themselves. This makes them sick, literally. And this is where your boyfriend or girlfriend suddenly leaves and never comes back. You may be left wondering what happened. Meanwhile, your light was too bright for the narcissist. 2. You're authentic. Authenticity has very little to do with external imagery. It has everything to do with being in your integrity from within, being true to yourself. You're not trying to manipulate and control people. You're simply co-creating with life and following divine guidance. You don't participate in illusions pretending to be reality. Narcissists, on the other hand, prefer to wear facades to control others. The more authentic you are, the more injurious you are to a narcissist. Your authenticity is a glitch in their matrix. It exposes all illusions and removes the fog from people's eyes. If you're wondering why so many narcissists are being exposed and dismantled lately, look no further than the light within you. This light is Christ, working energetically through your empathy, among many other things. 3. You have clear and firm boundaries. You know yourself well, and you reject anything that does not match your highest good. You make no room for toxicity in your life. You're also not afraid to walk alone with God, rather than dimming your light to appease toxic people. Narcissists have no boundaries, and find other people's boundaries very offensive. Boundaries to a narcissist are like holy water to a demon, or garlic to a vampire. In the face of true boundaries, narcissists lose power, and are overcome with blinding shame. Boundaries also causes the narcissist's demons to turn on them. 4. You're in charge of your emotions. You've been working on yourself and releasing negative emotions from childhood traumas. As such, narcissists can't control or use you as an emotional punching bag to regulate themselves. They recoil from your emotional hygiene, which is spiritual hygiene, because it exposes and weakens them. Emotional hygiene also causes narcissists' demons, which were passed on to you, to return to them. 5. You're not afraid of your own pain. Your light is shining bright, because you're kind and gentle with yourself. You're willing to be present with your discomfort, instead of pretending you're fine, or ignoring the pain, or projecting, or making it someone else's problem. What makes you a very high-frequency being, is your ability to be present with yourself and to provide for your emotional needs, through good and bad times. Narcissists have completely abandoned their wounded selves, and only a shell remains to host demonic entities, which they believe are themselves. They need you to also be disconnected from yourself, especially your pain, which makes you easy to control. Now, if you don't sacrifice yourself in this way, then your presence becomes hellfire to narcissists. It activates unbearable pain within them, and dissolves their false masks, leaving them exposed to illusion annihilating reality. 6. You ask questions and seek clarity. As an authentic, self-partnered being, you're not afraid to have difficult conversations, and to confidently require clarity about where you stand with people, as well as what they mean by the things they say. Narcissists instead prefer to twist and turn rather than being clear. As shadow people, they can't live in the light of clarity. They also twist people's words and behaviors to justify their abuse. And so, the clarity of your light is blinding to narcissists, and it disrupts their evil schemes. They might call you a troublemaker, but a domino effect of their undoing will have already been in motion. 7. You don't fear narcissists. Your light is shining bright, because you're no longer fearful of the narcissist's punishment of your non-conformity with toxicity. You have stepped into your divine freedom to be your unique self. You've aligned with your truth and God's covering over your life. Narcissists, on the contrary, are very fearful, and express this fear through passive or overt aggression. An energetically fearless person is both terrifying and repulsive to narcissists. This also breaks the oppressive hold that narcissists have over other people. They may try to invalidate you, but their web of control will still be broken. 8. You're not in the narcissistic hive mind. You have greater control over your own mind and opinions. You're not a follower of trends, and you don't succumb to peer pressure. Christ is the light of your life, not other human beings. Narcissists, having no self to control, make it their mission to control others. The more people succumb to their hive mind, clique groups, and toxic social systems, the more in control they feel. Narcissists prefer mindless slaves rather than sovereign beings. If you're a sovereign individual who understands true God oneness, as well as the importance of your own individuality, then your light is energetically destroying narcissistic hive mind systems. They may ostracize you, as punishment for your individuality and sovereignty, but their mind control systems will nonetheless unravel, sooner or later. 9. You're not afraid to be alone. You've self-partnered, and enjoy your own company. You're not afraid of demons in your head, because you face and overcome all things through Christ. Narcissists can't stand to be alone, because they need other people as mirrors for their false selves, and they also have to avoid their inner demons. They can only have relationships with people who fear being alone, as this matches their frequency. Narcissists will often torture their partners with abandonment, and yet, they, themselves, are terribly afraid of abandonment. Nonetheless, if you have no such fear, it makes it difficult for them to control you, and it makes them highly uncomfortable. This is another reason why you might one day wake up to find your narcissistic partner all packed and gone for good. Don't take it personally, and no, they haven't been abducted by aliens. They ran off to another supply. Your light was just too bright for the narcissist. Remember what I said at the beginning of the video. When you disintegrate, the narcissist comes alive, becomes more radiant and magnetic. But when your light shines bright, narcissists lose their radiance and magnetism. They energetically shrivel up, and begin to wither away. 10. You're self-generating. Your light is shining bright, and you understand your power. You have the power to generate your own reality, within true reality. A reality of inner peace, love, joy, fulfillment. You have taken the responsibility of generating these states within yourself instead of helplessly waiting for the world or narcissists to generate them for you. You know exactly how to make yourself happy, and how to comfort yourself when you're down. You're not so desperate that you're willing to accept just any company. You're a self-generating force, directly connected to God. Narcissists, by virtue of narcissism, are cut off from God, and need to parasitically attach to others to survive. And so, if you're a self-generating force, this energetically exposes the narcissist's parasitic attachments and makes them lose supply. They may try to gaslight you, but the spiritual impact of your bright shining light is irreversible and has a ripple effect. 11. You have a clear self-concept. Your light is shining bright, and you know who you are. You're not searching for yourself in the external world, and you no longer helplessly chase after things that hurt you. You only invest your energy in things that align with your highest good. Quite the opposite are narcissists, who have no self-concept and love self-sacrificial people. They need you to focus on their false image instead of yourself. And so, when your self-concept is clear, and your self-esteem is full, you become an agent of shame to the narcissist. Your light is shining so bright that it reveals the emptiness behind the narcissist's mask. 12. You prioritize yourself. You're no longer people-pleasing, and taking care of other people's inner children, whilst neglecting your own. You're in touch with your intuition, and prioritize your well-being. Narcissists have sacrificed their true selves in exchange for a false persona, and they expect everyone else to do the same thing. Narcissistic bosses expect their businesses to be prioritized above people's lives. Prioritizing yourself causes such a narcissistic injury that their shame and rage will be impossible to hide. Your light is a painful reminder of the soul sacrifice they made to become a narcissist. 13. You allow others the space to be themselves. Your light is shining bright. You're no longer trying to force people to do the right thing for you to feel safe in the world. You are clear about who you are, and you don't allow others to impose their opinions on you, and you also don't impose your opinions on others. You consciously decide who should, or shouldn't be in your life. Not so with narcissists, as they need to violate people's boundaries and to control them like puppets on strings. Narcissists cannot afford to give people autonomy and freedom of thought. And so, if you're clear about who you are, value your psychological freedom, and respect the same in others. This shines as a disturbingly blinding light to narcissists. It also breaks the narcissist's spell of control over people. And when they can't control others, they lose control of themselves. This is where narcissists' mask falls, and people begin to see them for the gargoyle they really are. 14. You have no attachment issues. Your light is shining bright, because you're not trying to get an explanation or closure from narcissists. You don't hold on to people and things that hurt. Your identity is not attached to a relationship, or people's perception of you. Narcissists are the complete opposite. They have a toxic attachment to everyone in their lives. They see everyone as an object they own rather than a human being. Their identity is attached to other people, and their survival is attached to these people's energies. If you're not willing to attach to anyone in an unhealthy way, then your light is a repellent spray to a narcissist. It also energetically invokes a sense of emotional freedom within others, which takes away the narcissist's supply. The narcissist may call you unattractive, uncaring, too masculine, or full of yourself, as they buzz off, to find shelter away from your light. 15. You live, breathe, and embody love. You're a self-generating force, your discernment is active, you have firm and clear boundaries. This makes you even more kind and loving, because you give more quality than quantity. You radiate love, peace and joy. Lower astral creatures like narcissists can only tolerate chaos, conflict and hatred. It's their fertile soil. Narcissists need you to hate them, that's why they provoke you. They need you to withhold your forgiveness, because love and forgiveness are like weapons of mass destruction to narcissists. And so, your healthy esteem towards a narcissist is a psychic attack to them. Remember Matthew 5 verse 44, when Jesus said to love your enemies, and bless those who persecute you. This is because high frequencies are dangerously destructive to demonic entities. High frequencies are detonators to narcissism. When you love and forgive a narcissist, you are energetically dropping an explosive on their metaphoric doorstep. 16. You're creative. Your light is shining bright. You're constantly learning, growing and improving yourself at a deep inner level. You're building yourself and those around you, and most of the time this is unconscious. You're positively affecting the field, directly from your energy. Narcissists, on the other hand, are hostile and aggressive. They bicker, gossip, sabotage and send people negative intentions. They expect people in their lives to do the same thing. High-frequency beings, conversations and activities are like hot coals to them. They only do superficial acts of kindness for narcissistic supply, or for some sinister motives, but goodness is not possible for them. And so, if you're a creative being with boundaries and discernment, your presence will be intolerable to narcissists. It also disrupts their destructive schemes and activities. They may leave or ask you to leave, and of course, they'll have an orchestrated gaslight reason for this. Don't take their rejection as an insult, take it as God's protection. Your light is too bright for them. 17. You trust yourself. You trust God, and are thus confident in your ability to discern, as well as appropriately respond to negative energies. You trust your intuitive ability to know when people are not good for you. Narcissists, on the contrary, don't trust themselves, because they've sold their souls. And they need you to distrust yourself, to feel secure and confident within themselves. When you're anchored in self-trust, your light triggers the narcissist's insecurities as well as paranoia. It also confuses and causes them to unconsciously expose themselves. Some narcissists end up confessing what they are, and what they're doing behind your back. 18. You are spiritually awakening. You're opening your eyes and becoming aware of higher truths. You're becoming a higher dimensional being, a citizen of New Earth. You're understanding spiritual laws that govern reality, and are catching on to the schemes of narcissistic devils on Earth. You're no longer easily deceived by smokes and mirrors. Unlike you, narcissists are stuck in the lower astral plane, repeating the same evil tricks from thousands of years ago. They're caught up in a karmic loop and cannot escape, since only Christ through empathy can set us free from karmic loops. And so, if you're genuinely moving forward in your spiritual journey, you'll become a painfully screeching sound in the narcissist's ears. This causes them to stumble whenever they manipulate people, or to forget and mix their fabricated stories up. It also makes them so careless that they're unable to hide their evil schemes and activities, which leads to getting caught. 19. You're a truth teller. Your light is shining bright, because you speak and stand for truth. You also don't entertain illusions. Narcissists are the complete opposite. Remember, narcissism is illusory by its very nature. Lies are narcissists' native language. And so, if you're a lover of truth, you will naturally be a disempowering force to narcissists. Your very existence will interfere with their schemes and plots. This is why they will often push you away, and exclude you in their wicked activities. Your light is shining too bright for them. 20. You're a child of God, a real human being. Your light is shining bright because you're a real person. You're not a shell occupied by demons. You're alive, and living. You naturally connect with the subtle qualities of life, such as the sound of birds chirping, or the laughter of children. You draw your energy directly from life. Narcissists, being hell's automatons, cannot connect with anything to save their non-existent souls. They're all about numbers, acquisitions, and false self-ego trips. How many people's lives have you destroyed today? Asks one narcissist to another. You're my fourth, replies the second narcissist, and this makes me better than you. If you're a real human being, you're a real thorn in the narcissist's flesh. Your light exposes and dissolves their fake relationships, fake success, and fake happiness. There is so much more that can be said, but that's as far as I can go for today. I'd like to leave you with the following scripture. Quote, "You are the light of the world. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works, and glorify your Father in heaven. You are the light of the world, a city on a hilltop." End quote. Soul Tribe, this is easier said than done, but be glad when narcissists hate and attack you. And don't be dismayed when they gang up, set traps, invalidate, mock, ostracize, and treat you like a leper. Take it as a compliment as well as confirmation that you're not one of them. And that your light is bright enough to invoke their hatred. Real humans don't attack people, overtly or covertly. And neither do they gang up, or set up evil traps for others. It's only narcissists who do such things. Pray without ceasing, and put your trust in God. There's a lot happening behind the surface that we don't see with naked eyes. Thank you for watching. Until next time, Namaste.